Hello, so today I just wanted to shoot a little video to explain to you, or more or less to show to you a few errors I have on PHP 8 and 8.1 on my project PH7 CMS. So you can see here on my phone, GitHub is raising those issues because I have a workflow action. So when you go to GitHub here and there, my workflows, I have this action test, and it will run on the compatible versions of the PH7 builder or PH7 CMS. The name of my project used to be PH7 CMS, and now it's PH7 builder, and it's compatible up to PHP 8.1, which is the latest version at the time I record this video. However, there are some issues, minor issues, but GitHub is showing them directly when you create a PR, because on the PR actually it will trigger the pipeline or the GitHub action if you prefer. So you see it's on push and on pull request. So when a pull request is being created, you will GitHub will nicely show those errors. So let's fix them now. Let's not wait, and let's do that. So let's start by the first one. So the first one, it's in the bootstrap class, this one. And this one is because I do new on static and it's not really safe. It would be better to do self instead. However, it's a get instance. Let's see. Well, I will do probably self here as well and self here. So it will be consistent. Because static, it will, I don't know if you know, I will just show it to you, PHP late binding. Oh, I don't have internet on my computer, I will just share the internet to my computer now. Let's share it, and it should be available shortly. And PHP late binding is useful when in a child class you call so this one, the bootstrap one, and so it will be the instance of the child class. However, it's not really safe if you do new static, so that's why PHP just say, hey, it's better to do new self instead. Unsafe usage of new static. We can even Google it. Hopefully now I have internet. Oh no, still not. Let me see what's wrong with my internet connection. I will probably use the Wi-Fi then. So yeah, that's me. And now it should be working. So unsafe usage of new static. Oh, I see it. Beautiful. So this is the error I have now. And late static bindings. So let's see first that one, the late static bindings. What I was telling you about, instead of using self, you see self, it's because here in this example they do self who, and self who, it will still be a, because even if you do, because we call b test, so it should be b, but because this code in this method is in the class A, self is still referencing to the parent class, the initial one where it was called. However, with static, it will become B, because even if we do this here, thanks to late static bindings, it will know, okay, I am in A class, but because test is being called in the B class, I am in B. However, when you do a new instance, so this error command, I will just read to know what they say here. So PHP storm, protect, formatting, breaking your code. So this is why, and make it just new safe without changing the functionality, because indeed when you create a new instance with static, it might have some side effects. So it's safer to do new self. So I will commit this one already. When you create a commit message, it's always nice to know, not just mentioning what you are committing, but what you are committing for. What's the commit? What's the reason behind the change? Because you see the changes in the commit on the Git history, you can see the changes. However, when you read the commit message, we also want to know what's the reason behind changing this. So here, I will then write a good reason. I will say self, new static isn't very safe as we can't control what class it will create the objects. Perfect. So that's already better. It's nice. So now let's see the next error I have. Let's go back to my phone, and here apparently in the emoticon.php I have two duplicate keys. So let's go to emoticon and let's find that key. Which one it was? Vampire. Ooh. Oh yes, indeed, here. So that's the issue. Indeed, I have two same keys. So we remove one. And again, here, I will commit, remove, key. And as a prefix, so remove duplicated array key. And as a prefix, I will do, well, emoticon.php. Beautiful. Yes, that's right. So now let's do the next one. So again, let's see on my phone. The next one is upgrade core file, and it says that the I version build property isn't found. So let's go to upgrade core file, and let's see so apparently I have maybe renamed it. Let's see, version build. Oh, it's that one, and it was S. 2 weeks ago, I renamed to S. I think it was because I was renaming some local scope variables, but not the class property, but it did affect also the class property. So here, is it integer? I'm not sure actually. It won't probably. Because probably in the ini file, i9 file, if you go to config.i9 in the project, if you have cloned ph7 builder, you will see the one from protected. So if you have done a successful installation, you would have this one, config.i9, and here if you search for build, actually upgrade version. Oh no, that's from a module. So it will be this. The file will be different. So it will be in a module. So for instance, in the upgrade folder here, you see build is integer there. And we have an issue because sometimes it's a string, like there it is. So probably it has to be a string by now. It will have to. So let's rename this one to a string like this. So we will name it, and there I will change the type to integer, to string, sorry, because it will be a string from now. And you see, I cast it actually as a string, just to be sure it is also the case elsewhere. Here we can do a strict comparison because now it's a string. So let's see, yeah, it's casted. Perfect. Here also, let's do the same. And there as well, let's cast it. Version name, yeah, just to be safe, we will also cast that one, because otherwise we might have some type issues because we use the strict type decoration. So PHP will give a fatal error if it's not the case, if the type is not right. So, oh sorry, string. I was looking for strong, but no, that's not correct. Beautiful. So yes, this looks correct now, and version. So that's the local variables. For each. And here, why do we do this twice? As you can see, maybe we don't actually. I believe, yeah, maybe for each doesn't work. Because here I have the dynamic one. Yeah, no, it's better to leave like this. So yeah, this is done for the class property. So now we can just commit this. You see, now it's a string, and we named it was already S version build, but we are renaming this one to S, and so we don't have the I-ver build class property anymore. And here, beautiful. So now what I'm committing for, I mean, what's the changes behind used for. So I will say first it's in upgrade core file. Can just say upgrade, yeah, core file, and it will be fix undefined, fix undefined with wrong type. Beautiful. And then I will have a second line, and this one will be the comment of the commit. So this is the heading of the commit, like the title, and the second line will be the body. So it will be, so again I use the M flag, and here it will be renaming is the build to no I ver build to S ver build. We are nearly there. and here it's S. And amend the data type, the integer data type to string, and cast it to string to make sure we don't have type errors. Perfect. So this is done. Now let's do the next one. The next one, so that was the same error here. You see the one we have fixed now here. So you can see in add core model. So let's go to add core model. Add core model, this one, and here it's because since PHP 8 it doesn't like to have to access so that's PHP 8. The other one was actually, it says, you know, so PHP 8 indeed the parameter follows by a optional parameter. It doesn't like this because indeed why to have a optional parameter if the next one is a required parameter. So this is why it's deprecated. So you see this one is which one is optional? So this one is optional and this one is required. So we will always have to mention this one because that one is required. So yeah, limit is the same. So here we just have to remove this, and here I will do this. So let's just see. Active is 1, and then I can do this because active, not otherwise. Let's do that. Here, why do I have, oh yeah, the type decoration. I can add obviously a type decoration. And in there, I think there's another method where I have the same issue. Let's have a look. So where is it? That's the same. Oh, it was only in there? I believe so, because it says iLimit, the limit parameter, and also offset parameter. So yes, that's it. Perfect. I'm just looking to make sure everything is fine because I think the doc block is missing some information, param, and this one is integer. And then integer need a space, and then also the limit is also missing there, integer and limit, and then I have the string, which is table. The table name, beautiful. So I think that's it. I offset. It's always nice to make sure that everything looks okay. I'll just see where it's being called. So this one, does it always return a integer? Apparently it should, at least. I will already do this, so I know it will be casted to an integer because I don't use the strict type decoration here. I don't do this, so it's safe. We know this will be an integer. I can remove this because the doc block is redundant now. Beautiful, and same for here. Beautiful. So, and also here, nice. Perfect. And so here I will mention the type. Perfect. And here the type normally active is a string, so it can be a string or null. So I will use the question mark like that. So now I can double check where it's been used. This one, that's null anyway, so this is fine. And for the second one, for the first one, sorry, so this one is safe as well to declare the types like this. So now we can commit it. And you see, this is what we have done. And that's to cast to make sure that the parameters are correct. And we did the other change. I know it's not really relevant, the other changes we did, but it's to make sure that get first item and get number item per page are integer, because it will be casted to integer here. Beautiful. So yes, this looks good to me. So now, and also here I can just remove these and I can mention the type. And for all of them, as you can see, I will just remove the space, although normally your ID will do it automatically for you, but I did some changes, so I'm not sure it will be done for me now. So that's why I made sure that there's no spaces, as you can see. Otherwise it will be extra spaces. So here it's integer, perfect, integer, beautiful, and here that's the type I can mention to it as well. But this one will be committed separately because it's not really relevant to the previous change. So avoid having optional followed by required argument. Beautiful. And here, and update missing param in doc block. Beautiful. So this is the first commit, and then I will do this one, adding type to properties. Beautiful. So that's done. So now let's do the other one, create function. I think PHP has removed that function. It used to be a native function, and now it's not the case anymore. So this is why it's companion, and here execute should return array, but return statement is missing. So let's have a look first to that one because it will be easier to be fixed. So this is part of a third-party library, and that version is not maintained anymore, so it's a little bit annoying, and it's not used with Composer, so we have to update it manually. But what we are going to do, well, let's first find that page, file, manager, finder.class.php, and here 802. Oh, maybe it's not the right class Ajax. It says line 802. Oh yeah, so add return statement. I did this, wow, 5 years ago. So what we are going to do here, wow, the function, the method is huge, and it has to return an array. So it doesn't somehow, I mean, not at the end, at least. So yes, what can we do? We can just return an array like that. And at least it will be an array. So it should be better than not returning anything. Removed, yes. Let's do this. So here I will also remove the to-do comment. So let's see what we have done. Yeah, here it was 8:02. Oh yeah, we removed already the comment. Beautiful. So yeah, I have done it already. So again, finder, and make sure it will be the name of the class, and the name of the class is finder with el lowercase, and then the function was x, I believe, yes. And here I will use backtick, so it will be highlighted like a code in the commit message with GitHub, which is nice. Always returns array type and not void. Beautiful. So this is done. Well done. It's amazing. So now we just have the issue with create function, because create function is doesn't exist with PHP anymore. You see, it was removed, and indeed anonymous function instead. So let's just see. Replace create function to anonymous function. So the difference, it will be function use, yeah. It's quite easy normally. Let's see, you see create function, this is a new function like this, and then you call it. Let's see what we can do, because so create, oops. So the anonymous function, I'm just looking to this. F is the argument, and that's a code. So we'll do function. Let's search for use. Let's go to the PHP documentation. Probably they have a good example here. So create function, and normally they mention what's better. So that's the anonymous function. Now, yes. So A and B, yes. Oops, sorry. Yes. So here we are, and we are going to change this, and then inside of the function it has to be raw. You see, it's much cleaner as well. It doesn't use eval function either. So it didn't return anything, so just this. And what else did we have inside of the create function? So this parameter, the last one, code. Oh yeah, no, that was the end. So we remove this. We are removing this, and now we can just do function. I'll just have a look just to make sure. Yes, we need curly brackets. So here to be like this, and then that. Amazing, beautiful. So now let's double check, and we need the semicolon. Unless no, because it's inside in the body. So yes, that's fine. Here it is, and now we need the other one. Create function. Oh, I have a few actually. It's not finished yet. Exciting. So this one, it's with CMD. Beautiful. And so it should be exactly like that. PHP. Here I need to remove this and this. So we can just do that way. And I think I just have a little issue with this one explode. We don't need the code anymore. It can be done that way, because before they were using backslash, because you see here we have already single quote, so they were using backslash. But now we don't need the backslash anymore, so we can safely change it to this, like that. Nice. And the last, oh wow, there are a lot actually, a lot of functions to change, but that's okay, because you know it's part of the phone. Let's check again on my phone to make sure we are still there. So let's see, upgrade. This one was done, this one as well, and here we are almost there at sub. And it's funny, it was only mentioned in 2 in the file, although there are many more. So I will just look for the path register. That was the one we did the change, connection status, and it was F, and here I'm just looking if it's correct, just double checking. Yeah, it is actually. So now we can do this one function. I was looking for the argument actually in the other one, if it was mentioned. And yes, it was. And this is a new one. So function again, we don't need the backslash. And here as well, we don't need the backslash. And so I think they just want to cast it as a string, so we can do this string, because yeah, there was no reason to have single quotes otherwise in between. And now we can do this. Beautiful. So this is done as well, and I don't need that one. So this one is done. CMD string trim. I have just an issue. Oh yeah, I need use for so you have to do it that way to use the this one sub. So again, I think they mentioned this use somewhere. They probably do. If I have a look somewhere, use, or maybe it was elsewhere. Let's have a look here in Stack Overflow, because use is for the other variables that otherwise they are not in the scope. Yeah, use, you see. And we do that way because like there, which one it wasn't in the scope delimiter. So delimiter, it was working with create function, but with anonymous function, if delimiter is not in the scope anymore, you have to mention them in use. So you can do 1, 2, 3. You just mention the variables you want to use inside of the anonymous function. So let's continue now. Create function. So here as well, we can change that one. And yeah, that way. Beautiful. Nice. And on like, that's funny. I think it has to return, yes, callback. Because yeah, it wasn't returning anything. And so we do this way. Yes, nice. Just thinking, I think it would be better to return this. Oh, calibrated access. This is funny. So we might use differently our anonymous function. This is a, oh, no, it's funny now the error is disappeared. Yes, okay. So create function here also. So that one will be easier to be just like that, and then to be for each. Nice. So we can remove this, and now that's part of the for each. Here we don't need the backslash anymore. As F, it's better. I will do file. It's a better name actually. As file, and so I will just use that one. Awesome. So this is done. I believe now it was yeah, there's no create function anymore. So now let's see all of them we have created. So to look at them, we first do this to look for that anonymous function. Again, to take a callback, but I prefer still to return that one since it's a boolean. And here as well, and here is the case. That's good. This one is a case as well. Nice. So what other anonymous function we have? This one. Oh, they have done that one elsewhere. They commented this one, but actually it's the same. Oh, it does. That's funny because on like, oh yeah, let's check if this file exists. Yeah, so we can just remove this because before PHP 5.3, anonymous functions were not available. So we just remove that comment. Oh yeah, well, that's something else. But that library will have to be upgraded to a different one or different version anyway, because it's very old and it's a bit painful to work with it. Maybe there were other. I will just have a look if there was something else with PHP 5.3. No, perfect. So we can commit it now. Let's have a look if it's fine. I think the indentation of the file has been changed. I will save it, but yeah. So it's a big change because all of the indentation file has been changed. PHP Storm has changed it, as you can see. So what we are going to do, well, let's just undo all the changes we have done. Let's first commit. Yeah, no, okay, let's not waste time. We will commit with all the indentation. It's not recommended to do this, but it is what it is. So we can, after we will look in GitHub, it will be easier, but it will be change swap create function to anonymous one. Anonymous, I always have a doubt with the spelling. So anonymous function, yeah, that's right. That's the name. Beautiful. So anonymous function, now you have a different syntax, I believe, since PHP 8, a bit like JavaScript. You don't need to mention function anymore. Was it like this, or there was fn? You can use fn PHP as an arrow function. So arrow function support the same features as anonymous function, except using a variable from the parent scope is always automatic. Oh, that's good too, like JavaScript as well. So now you can do like this, but this is only available. Oh, nice, 7.4. So we can use it. We can do that, and so we don't need to use. That's really good. And because PHP 7 Builder, as I will show it to you in composer.json, the minimum version is 7.4. I will show you there, you see. So I can use that syntax. But now let's first commit what we have done here to anonymous one and fix indentation. Perfect. And now we are going to use the new syntax. Function exists. Oh, yeah, no, that's different. So the new syntax, it will be here. We can do fn, and so I think with fn you can only have one instruction. So you can't have more than one instruction. So if there are more than one line, it won't work. Only one. So you can see here there's just one instruction. Normally it should be mentioned somewhere. Not mentioned. If we search for doesn't, no, our function is by value variable binding this roughly equivalent of yes, and arrow function PHP more than one instruction. So let's see, arrow function have the form, you can have a single expression. You see, only a single expression. So we have to make sure. So here in this case it is the case. So we just do like that. Beautiful. So that was semicolon. Nice. So again, I will go to the doc. You see, I really like the syntax. If you are from JavaScript world, you must be used to it. I mean, you are probably familiar to it. So fn, however, I just have f is not found, so y, oh yes, I need it as, yeah, so it has to be fn. Then let me just see my issue. Why is not the variable is not in the scope? This is, oh no, now it is. Yeah, I don't know why it wasn't. So now let's do the following one. This one, we can also just do fn, and I will just do psr fn to see if we need space or not after the fn keyword. So let's see what they recommend. Yeah, fn with a space. So let's keep a space here. And now arrow. Beautiful. In JavaScript, they call it fat arrow function as well. And we don't need the returned statement anymore with the arrow function. So here, I will just have a look. Fn, I will have a space. So whereas here I know this one I have more than one expression, so I will keep the regular syntax for the anonymous function because the expression is you have a for each loop, so it won't work. And here, whereas here also I have more than one expression, as you can see, I have two. So I will keep it as it is. And here, yeah, that's the same. So beautiful. So I believe this is done. So now let's commit it. Let's have a look. Fn, nice. Amazing. So now we can go here and convert. Yeah, convert is for readability. So again, I mentioned readability, so we know why we do that. Readability. I have twice a readability. Okay, awesome. So convert, and I can even remove the square bracket because it's just nicer like this. Convert anonymous functions to PHP 7.4 arrow function. Beautiful. And now it's done, so we can just push it. So let's have a look after. Maybe I made another change before or in the meantime in the repo. So we just do git pull. Maybe it's not updated my branch. Beautiful. And now I can, oh yeah, it was composer because I merged this branch. In the meantime, I have merged that one. So there was a commit ahead, so my branch was behind that commit. So now it's done. Amazing. So let's have a look here. And we have done a lot of really nice changes. So that's amazing, as you can see. And that's where we made a lot of changes because of the indentation fixes. As you can see, that one actually I will put it back the previous way. It's just a little bit better. Or maybe I will just change the comment on the top like this. I will do, but we will keep the curly brackets. So, but otherwise, the comment after it didn't really make sense. So here, move to top, move comment to top of condition. Beautiful. Oops, I have an issue with my keyboard, so sometimes it's not working very well. Beautiful, and I can push that. So yes, that's an amazing job we have done. And what else we have? Let's see the other changes we have done. Convert this one for the emoticon one. Vampire, that's fine. And I will just have a look again to create function if we have any other files. Oh no, that file, oh, that's from Braintree. Probably Braintree package has to be updated. It's in the test folder, so that's okay. Here we still have one, and that one is from vendor. Yeah, that's not related to us, so that's okay. So only here we will have to change it. So again, it will be easy. So it will be fn the argument, and then arrow, then we have this like that. So like what it was showing here, you see, it's really simple. We don't need the return statement. It's just straightforward. It's easy to read. It's just really nice. And that's it, I believe. We don't have any more. No, nice. And here, let's have a look. The way it's done, yeah, it's correct. So now I can commit that one as well. Nice. And here we do, well, swap, create function to PHP 7.4 arrow function. Beautiful. And we can push it. Amazing. So yes, it has been done. I'm really excited. It's always nice to work with you over the, when I share my screen with you. It's nice because I feel less alone. I feel less lonely. I hope you appreciated this screencast. If you want to use PH7 Builder, just feel free. You can also follow my profile as well. I have a lot of open source projects I maintain, and I will see you next time. Bye bye.